you just need to get out of your own head, you know, bun what everyone else thinks, stop trying to fake the funk, and it's like, just be yourself, man, you know, understand what it is that drives you and what you want. And bro, who cares what these other people think? Do you know what I mean? And I know it's difficult in our community as well, because we're very image driven. But like when I was growing up and I was chilling around like the other black guys, you know, there's always that, you know, Caribbean versus African or Nigerian versus Ghanaian and stuff. Everyone's always trying to like fake the funk and act as if they're this and they're that, especially in school, you know. But then like looking back, like at the time I just didn't care. Like I was a nerd. I love computers. Like at lunch times I wouldn't really chill with them, and I'll just go into the gym and just practice, you know. And I'm so happy I did those things, because now I'm in a position where I'm living life on my own terms, or at least working. I'm so close to getting to the point where I could do what I want, when I want, with who I want, how I want. You know what I mean? Like, no one can tell me anything. Like when I say I'm doing this full time, my whole life would be breaking. Do you know what I mean? I wake up and I write code and stuff. I make software for the community. Then I can go train. I go to events and I'm paid to be there, rather than me paying to compete. I can sign up for events and stuff and I know I'm getting a paycheck anyway, and say I win, that's another paycheck on top. You know what I mean? So it's in that sense, bro. Just focus on what you want. And as well, like breaking is not exactly like, you know, people looked at it as like, oh, are you stuck in the 70s and stuff. I was like, bro, I don't care. This brings me happiness. I love, like, if you speak to Jada as well, she hated my music choice back in the day. I was like one of those old school heads, you know. I don't like none of the new hip hop. Like it was all like the classics, you know, the golden era stuff, and early 2000s hip hop was dope as well. But like the stuff now, man, is bruv. Like at least mainstream. Obviously, there's underground ones, or like Freddie Gibbs and the Madlib who are still doing stuff. But like, yeah, like I was always that weird guy. Like no one would pass me the aux when I was younger, because they're not as what they want to hear. But it was just staying grounded in who you are and what you like, and not trying to pretend to be someone or something else. You know what I mean? Yeah,
and that's important, because it's your life at the end of the day. Like you can try and please others, but if it's going against who you want to be or your values, you're only going to be betraying yourself in it. And so it's you that's going to be your deathbed, having those regrets in it if you haven't become or accomplished what you wanted to achieve in it. And so what you've done is very good in it. Like you've literally just stayed, I guess you had like a tunnel vision in it, and like just focusing on yourself in it, because like you said, everyone is focused on image in it. So that Ford, can't lie, a couple of people might not want to jump in it, but it's funny because people might judge you based on that Ford in it, but they don't actually know how much you got in the bank.
That's the thing. It's like, okay, like they can judge. Like, do you even know my last name? I mean, what's my middle name? You know, where was I? If you can't answer them questions, why the hell do I care what you man think? Because at the end of the day, it's you who has to deal with it, like on a daily basis. Sure, these men may think whatever they want to think, but you have to go to sleep at night, you know, and you have to wake up every single day. Yeah, sure, you may be making bare peas, but you have to wake up and do that dead job that you really don't like, or do those things that really mess with your values. And for me, sure, I may not be making the money or whatever that I want to be making now. I know I will be if I continue doing this, but it's even beyond that. I wake up and I'm happy. You know what I mean? I'm excited I'll get out of bed at like 6 a.m. like latest every day, and I'm buzzing. You know what I mean? I'm ready to either sit in front of my computer, or ready to train, do whatever I want, you know? And I take that over, you know, dragging myself out of bed and, you know, putting on a fake smile, or forcing myself to post on Insta for people who don't freaking care anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true, man. And so like, also don't let anyone put you off from doing what you want to do as well, because they're just judging you based on limited information. No one knows you like you do, innit? So like all these people judge you from the outside. That's what they can see from the outside, innit? They don't know what's going on behind the scenes, innit? So it's good that you've just persevered, man. So yeah, man, like ratings.
Much love, bro.
Ratings. Yeah. What do you think's needed for us black people in the UK to move forward?
Man, I think a lot of stuff, bro. Like, my views are a bit controversial, but whatever, man. Like,
let's hear them.
I think, like, firstly, we need to sort out our dirty laundry. You know, when the BLM stuff happened and that, I kind of kept quiet, because I was like, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on here right now. You know, like, there's all the stuff that's going on, sure, and we're getting injustice, but like, a lot of it we're doing to ourselves. You know, like if you look at the single parent household, for me, when there was those stereotypes growing up about, you know, dad's always leaving and all that nonsense, right? I was like, what are you talking about? Like, for me, that's not a reality for me. You know, my parents are successful, they do their own thing, and they're still together now, like 20 something. It's their anniversary, like what, in a few weeks actually, like the 20 something years. I don't even know. But like, in terms of that, these are the problems that we need to iron out. Like, why is there so many single parent households going on? And if you look at the issues that are going on within the Black community, I think they can be resolved if we had the mentorship and support instead of trying to drag each other down. Sure, yeah, there is racism, there's all that stuff, but whatever, man. Like, don't associate yourself with those people. It's like, it's not as if we're not living in the 60s or the 50s no more, where they're literally holding a foot on our throat and we can't do shit. All the stuff that I've achieved, it's not because I'm special or my parents have links in these industries. I just went over there and asked questions. I put myself in these situations. Like, when I was going to all these business workshops, right, and all these events and awards and stuff, 9 times out of 10 I was the only Black person. And if I wasn't the only Black person, 9 times out of 10 I was the only Black guy. Yeah, us as Black men, what the fuck are we doing? I don't understand. We're too busy tracing the same things, you know, either the drugs or the music. And it's like, cuz there's so many different fields. It's okay to be a nerd. Do you know what I mean? It's okay to like computer science. It's okay to like engineering. It's okay to like maths. It's okay to like art. Do you know what I mean? And you can make money doing absolutely anything. Do you know what I mean? And for me personally, it's like, we just kind of need to get out of our own way, you know, and stop trying to hold each other down if they do things that don't fit the macho masculine ways. You know, you don't have to be like, you know, bad or road or whatever to be hard or to be a man. That's not what a man is defined by. Like, it's defined by your character, your morals, you know, your honor, your strength, your courage. You know what I mean? Like, sure, I may not be like road, and I'll never say that I am, you know, but I've got more courage than a lot of these men. Yeah, I'll go out and I'll put myself in the front line. I'll make a business and I'll flop and I don't care. I'll do it again. Do you know what I mean? I'll be willing to put myself on camera, you know what I mean, and try different things that will make man shit. Oh, I'd never do that, you know. I don't want to look like a waste man. I don't fucking care about looking like, okay, who cares? You know what I mean? Will I be a waste man in 5 years when I'm rolling to the bank? You know what I mean? Like, you know. Yeah. And it's in addition to that, it's longevity. A lot of people in our community are focusing on the short term. I was speaking to my boy about this from school 2 days ago, and it's like the amount of guys we knew who were just doing fraud to make money. And it's like, why are you doing that? Like, sure, you're making a couple bags like in a few weeks or whatever, but there's no longevity with that. And in addition to it, like, you don't have a nice story to tell about how you made your money. Like, if your kids come up to you and say, oh, daddy, how'd you make so much money? Like, you know, I stole it. Like, come on, dude. Like, at least for me, this story I tell you, you know, it's still going on, and it's so dope to look back. And it's like, in terms of my integrity, I've got reference points in my life which are like confidence reference points. You know, whenever I feel a bit, you know, I doubt myself, I look back and I'm like, yo, I've done this multiple times before. You know, and it's a lot harder when you have nothing or no one supports. Now that people come behind me and they believe in what I'm doing, especially in the community, when I try new things now, sure, in a big scheme, they seem like they're harder and bigger things, but they're easier now because I'm not alone. You know, back when I first started, the start is always the hardest part. And if you get past that, then, yo, you're chilling, man. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'd say for us. I don't really know about black women and I can't really speak on them, but for black guys, like, we need to just get our fingers out our asses, bro. Like, just like whatever, dude. Like, who cares about the image? Who cares about that? When you're older, do you know what I mean? You can have that, and it's so much better than that fast, quick life, because you'd either end up in pen or dead, or you just have a conscience, man. Like, you just be there like, bro, what have I been doing, bro? Like, just taking money from people, you know?
Bro, I couldn't have said it any better, man. So yeah, I think what you said is true, man. And I do agree that there's more that we can do ourselves, in it. And if we do just come together, there's so much more we can do, man. Because like you said, yes, there's injustice and everything else, but they're still divided in a way, innit? So once we become a force, definitely we can move forward, innit? But yeah,
we can, in terms of just to like piggyback off that again, like in terms of the injustice and stuff, you don't have to associate yourself or be around it. Do you know what I mean? We're in a position now where, like, you can ignore it. You can ignore the noise, because especially after the BLM stuff, what was nice about it is they've really provided more platforms to help us. And the thing that pissed me off, right, there was Santander did this black inclusion program where they got 3,000 spots open for black students or recent graduates to jump onto this platform. They teach you everything about finance. So there's like blockchain, mortgages, loans, and also all sorts of stuff about finance. And they also give you, if you finish the course, they give you $1.5 grand just grant, right? And I sent that out to everyone that I know, and only 2 people signed up for it. But of all the people that I know did it, 90% of these men were shouting about how there's injustice, there's this, there's that, you know, we ain't getting opportunities. And I was like, man, shut the fuck up. You man are hypocrites. You man are absolutely hypocrites. If there's these opportunities there and you don't take them, don't you dare have the audacity to speak about how white men are holding you down. And that's that you're just chatting a load of bollocks, in my opinion. You know, like they're doing that and seeing that really opened my eyes to, like, man, you're full of it. Because when I'm at these events and stuff, it's a choice. Do you know what I mean? Like, you man aren't choosing to do it. You're not putting yourself out there. You're saying, oh, it's the victim mindset, and I hate that mindset. I ain't a victim. Do you know what I mean? No way in hell I'm a victim. You know, I'm a man. I make my own opportunities, my own, and I create my own success. Yeah, if things don't work out, it's my fault. I take 100% responsibility. Even if it's not my fault, I still take that responsibility, because only I can control that. When you put your hands up and you say you're a victim, then you're giving all control to them. You're like, oh, please help me. I need your help. If I don't need your help, I'll do it myself. If you don't want to help me, go kick rocks. I'll find out my own. You know?